lot of times when people think of Native folks, they think of us out on a Great Plain or up on a plateau. Looking out over the land, right? But the interesting thing is now the majority of us live in urban areas. People wonder how we go about as indigenous people living in an urban area, and more specifically, how we stay connected to the land, the environment, if you will, Mother Nature, the world around us, amongst this sort of very highly mechanized, urbanized, cemented world that particularly a place like New York City is. And the way we do, in fact, stay connected to the land is both there where we live. We continue to understand our relationship with the land, even in a big city. I conduct my prayers every morning at the Hudson River, which, regardless of how much it's been contaminated over the years, still is life, as all water is. It still is a river, a powerful river. We also try to perform ceremony, and we still do prayer, and we still do our cultural practices in relation to the land, even when we're in New York City. And we go back to our homelands. The other thing, which I'll talk more about, is that we try to stay connected to what's happening in lands all over this country and in Canada, and in some ways all over the world, what's happening with indigenous lands, and what are the threats to that land, both its sovereignty and its environment. It's the very nature of that land and the protection of that land, which we always have as a primary responsibility as indigenous people. And so with Standing Rock, we sent contingents out to Standing Rock. We worked with Patagonia to collect winter supplies and brought those to Standing Rock. So we found different ways to provide direct support to Standing Rock. And then when that changed and the pipeline continued and the camp was broken up, we came back to New York City and said, well, we can continue to do things in New York City to protect the land, because so much of how those places are financed, those extractive industries are financed, is out of Wall Street. So we came back and we chose a target, Wells Fargo, because they were the biggest bank investor. And we said, we've got to get people to divest from Wells Fargo and all the other banks. Because sometimes for organizing purposes, to try to find some success, you have to target certain entities. And so Wells Fargo became our primary target. So in terms of direct action, we had educational campaigns, we had press conferences, we spent a night in front of the main Wells Fargo branch that got a lot of recognition. And so those are the kind of things we did to directly say, we need people individually to divest from Wells Fargo, and larger entities like the city of New York needs to divest from Wells Fargo. And those are the small wins, because, as you know, about a year ago, Mayor de Blasio did in fact divest the city of New York from Wells Fargo. So from there, we said, okay, this is something we can follow as a blueprint in other places as well, because a lot of other extractive industries are being primarily financed by New York-based banks and financial institutions, right? So we moved to tar sands. Let's find who finances tar sands in New York City, go after them. So who's the biggest? Anybody know? Citibank, right? JP Morgan Citibank, which was founded, the city in Citibank is New York City. It was founded in the 19th century. It's an old institution in New York. They're the largest investor in tar sands, and so we said, let's go after them. So we've had an ongoing direct action campaign where we blockaded the entrances to the Citibank headquarters. We've had arrests. We do a lot of different, and as well as getting people who don't want to have direct action like that and take other direct action where they divest from Citibank, where they find ways in which they can, also influence the decisions of Jamie Dimon, their CEO, in Citibank, taking money out of tar sands. And as that's been going on, a beautiful thing's been happening. There's been coalitions developing. There's been people who've been coming together who are not only indigenous, who know that that's our responsibility to do that work, but environmental groups, justice groups, all kinds of other organizations around the city, organizations like the New York Society for Ethical Culture, have come together to support the work we're doing, and have come together in our coalition as allies and accomplices, right? And so we're finding that not only are we coming together, they're seeing us as indigenous people as leaders in that, in a place like New York City. So we're forming relationships with the Whitney Museum, with the Abrams Art Center, with institutions all around the city, where they are coming to us saying, We want to work with you. We want to understand how to decolonize our institutions, how to indigenize our institutions, how to understand the indigenous perspective. Help us with that.
Okay, we're going to have a conversation. Our society was getting interested in Standing Rock and wondering, how can we be allies and accomplices? How can we do more than just learn about it?
If you don't know those terms, we prefer the term accomplice, because if someone's going to come join us in an action like that, like a Standing Rock, you better be ready to do. We don't want you just sort of there going, this is cool. You know, it's not Burning Man. You know, that's a joke that always made. You know, because a lot of people would come in and like, oh, this is cool. You know, we ask that you come and be ready for action. Be ready to do something on behalf of the cause.
I think also, part of being intentionally an accomplice is coming in with the humility to know that there's a lot that we don't know. And so, as you said, we're looking to you for leadership and to be teachers. So one thing that we listened to was, what were your needs? And one of your needs was to have a larger space for social gatherings. And we at the New York Society were given this tremendous gift by that first generation of a meeting house. And so one of our social justice strategies to accomplish our mission is to make that space available to other people. And so that's what we did. We said, our space is your space for your social gatherings. So I'm wondering if you can think of other ways or advise other ways that our individual societies can connect.
So what you want to do is wherever you are, you want to connect with the indigenous community, the indigenous nation where you are, and talk to them about what you can do potentially to form a relation. And the other kind of first step is whatever meetings you're at, once you know where you are, is always do the acknowledgement, like we did today, is the acknowledgement of where you are. Because what that does, it seems fairly simple, but it shifts the paradigm really quickly. It shifts it to, oh, we're the visitors. We're the visitors here. And it's really actually a pretty significant shift in thinking. And everything from there, sort of epistemologically, starts to change. And once you start doing that, again, just make sure you consult, reach out to indigenous people in your area and consult with them and talk about what steps you can do to, it's an overused term, but to decolonize and to indigenize, your particular chapter, your particular institutions. And you can take that to all the work you do.
So how do you navigate that? And what would you recommend to us as we prepare the spaces within our societies to be welcoming?
I think there does need to be kind of an ongoing awareness going on. So it's difficult when you take, say, as an indigenous person, and you kind of drop this into a setting and say, go! Just whatever comes up, comes up. It's often better, not just for us, but it's better for your organization to have an ongoing sort of awareness and educational process. Here's my own personal advice. If you want to learn more about indigenous history or indigenous issues or indigenous literature or art or whatever, read indigenous authors. Go to films that are done by indigenous people. And then in terms of learning firsthand, particularly if you live in areas that have a strong indigenous presence, there's always things going on. So just stay aware when people are speaking, when indigenous folks are speaking, when there's issues being brought, to public events. Just listen firsthand and learn that way. That's maybe the best. And then the other, obviously, probably first and foremost, is just start to develop relations with indigenous people, indigenous communities, and learn from them.
I'd like to just say something before we close.
Sure.
I want to repeat something that Randy said yesterday at the close of the racial issues circle, and that was to hold intention and impact. And it harks back to the first question that Ken asked about what not to say. And it's, we may come in, and I hope we do come in, I trust that we come in with good intentions. So while we have those good intentions, we're holding on to them. Also consider the impact. And so we really need to do that. And we can avail ourselves of the wisdom of others in terms of testing what the impact might be. And then I'd also like to suggest to all of us that when we go back home, to do some research, to find out who was there before us. And when we welcome people on a Sunday morning at our platforms, thank the people who were there before us, as Rick modeled this morning. And whether it's in your city, probably would be in Lenape, and other places, recognize that and acknowledge that, say that, and thank them for their blessings and for their permission. And maybe that permission was something that was forced from them, but nonetheless, I think that would be a very important takeaway for us from this gathering this morning, to do that in our own societies. I want to thank Rick so much.